everyone, I'm author R.G. Long, and thanks so much for joining me on an episode of Let's List. And so today I want to talk about the top 5 ways that my kids have absolutely ruined DnD. Now, it's actually really fun. Like, we play Dungeons and Dragons together as a family. And because the oldest of my kids is a preteen, I'm certainly the DM of this adventure. It's not that I don't trust them with the rules and the story and all that stuff. It's just I don't really think they're quite ready for that step yet. So I get to be the dungeon master for the game, which honestly is a ton of fun. Like, it makes me really just enjoy the fact that we sit down at a table and play Dungeons and Dragons together. Now, my 3 kids are an elf ranger, a human druid, and a halfling fighter. And so it makes for a lot of fun, even though nobody chose a healing class. So they really spend most of their money on potions. Let's be honest and real. And so what's great is they come up with a lot of creative ways to like solve the problems that I throw at them, but also they really kind of ruin the vibe sometimes. And so I want to share with you the top 5 ways that my kids have absolutely ruined all my plans when we sat down to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons. The first way that they ruined my plans is that they remembered too many details. Like, these are kids who can't necessarily remember where it is that they left their shoes that they were wearing like 5 minutes ago, and yet they can remember that I said some minute detail about a table in a room in the inn, and they go right to it and like pick up the dagger that's gonna unlock the door. Yes, a dagger that's a key. That's a thing that I thought would actually throw them for a loop, but no, they remembered the details. Not only that, but they will remember like the names of places or where these people are, who they should be. They'll remember these things, and they're great at remembering the details. The unfortunate thing is, it really ruins my plans as the dungeon master when I'm trying to come up with really neat things for them to do. I just had a little puppy friend. Hello, puppy friend. Hello. This is my puppy friend. Hi. Hi. Yes. This puppy will now be a part of the video. I am not editing this out. She's going to stay. Okay, so the other way that my kids ruin my D&D plans is that they were entirely too resourceful. And I mean, they take things that I mention offhand and use them in their adventures like it's no big deal. Like just saying that a barrel might contain some rope. They're like, oh, we need rope. We're gonna go get some rope. And then they take it and use it in the cave that I send them in later. And they're like, oh, well, we're gonna use this rope that I've got carrying around. My kids are way too resourceful. Like, they remember far too much. And so because they're so resourceful, they ruin my plans of things that I've got ready for them. Like, yes, doggy. Yes, you are a good puppy. You're super good. Should we not edit this part out too? We should keep it in, probably. Do you just like standing on my lap? Yeah, that's fine. She's a good dog. Yes. Yes, you are. Maybe, can I do the video? Are you gonna, no? You're gonna let me do the video? What if you sit? Can we sit over here? Yeah. Can we sit down? Oh, here's my good s'mores. Yes. Way too resourceful. Another way that they ruin my dungeon mastering plans is that they totally avoid the dungeon altogether. Like, I don't want to ram them into the important and very like well laid out dungeon that their own father has planned for them to experience and everything like that. But like, if they don't go through the dungeon, then I don't know how we're going to spend the next hour at the table. Some of that is just because of like my lack of timing, right? And I understand if you're a dungeon master, you're saying, well, you got to just be ready. You've got to understand that your players are absolutely going to avoid the dungeon that you spent so much time on. And here's the deal. I'm playing with little kids. They need some adventure, right? They need something good and planned. And because they're too resourceful and because they remember all the details of the things, well, if they'd avoid the dungeon completely, then we're just going to go back to the village and we're going to shop. That's going to be the adventure. We're just going to shop the whole time until they're ready. And then they'll say, hey, Dad, we didn't actually do anything. It's your fault. You avoided the dungeon. If you had just gone into the scary tomb, like I was trying to tell you to, you would have had a better time. My kids ruined my dungeon mastering plan, S'mores. They do. S'mores is my dog. She's a good dog. Another thing that makes my kid absolutely ruin all of my plans is that they recruit the most rando NPCs ever. And it's not like that they are recruiting them and like I'm letting them. It's that I'm making them roll dice for persuasion and like they're doing it. So even right now, while they are adventuring around trying to figure out why the goblins are, terrorizing all the villages and things like that, they have acquired, in no particular order, a dwarf who is a shop owner, a wizard who's supposed to be their schoolmaster mentor person, and a half spider lady who is supposed to be like a mini boss who they talked into becoming their friend. Which leads me to the next problem. They've made friends with all the monsters. All of them. Like, if it's not a skeleton or a zombie, they're gonna try to talk to it. And they're gonna try to convince the monster that there's no reason to fight and that they should actually all be friends. Honestly, let's be real, it's super adorable. And I love it so much, especially my elf druid ranger. Like, they're the one. No, my elf ranger. Yeah, they're the ones who are like, hey, I'm going to talk to all the animals, and that doesn't work. And the human druid's going to talk to the animals, and then hopefully all the monsters will just be happy. And I know they're not supposed to make friends with animals because monsters and wisdoms and things like that. And like, I want to try to enforce these rules. But if you've ever played with 3 girls at the table who you tell them they cannot make friends with the wolf, they're gonna revolt. It's just gonna be anarchy. There's not gonna be a dungeon. There's not gonna be a master. It's just gonna be plain anarchy, which is why they also have a wolf for a friend. I forgot that part too. So not only am I trying to wrangle around 3 small humans to play Dungeons and Dragons, I'm also role-playing 4 NPCs who they have taken under their wings and adopted into their found family for Dungeons and Dragons. And honestly, it's ruined all of my dungeon mastering plans. How are your games ruined? Are you a dungeon master? Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Because let's be real, maybe your players didn't so much as ruin all of your great plans, but they really made your adventure better. Like, have you had your adventure ruined in such a way that it actually turned out really, really well? I'd love for you to tell me about it down in the comments below. Or if you're a player and you've actually did ruin the games, first of all, how dare you? Second, I'd love to know about that too. You should also put that down in the comments so I can hear about it and maybe get some good ideas about how to prevent my kids from ruining all of my next Dungeons and Dragons plans the next time we sit down to the table to play. Hey everybody, I'm author RG Long. I write some nerdy fantasy books. They're fantastic. You should go check them out on Amazon. Would love for you to go to the links down below, check out, see what you like, and maybe like and subscribe to my YouTube videos. Have a great day. Enjoy the journey.